again, the more they play, the more rounds that go on, the better their play style and just the way that they work together. That's the biggest thing. We always come back to communication with this game and really any game that involves teamwork. That's been a point to both work on and a point that helps with the victories. So being a new team, I think they're doing a pretty solid job here. And thanks to Sac State as well for staying and playing this fourth match with us.
Yeah, really.
If Boise State wins this final one, I'm gonna give some credit to the atmosphere here too, because we've had 3 maps in hotter climates and then 1 in the colder one, and so maybe that home, maybe the Boise team feels more at home
on the winter maps. Oh, but we've actually already jumped into the game, and Pyros has already gone down. That is such an aggressive team. Solar Space going to pick up a return kill onto the Reinhardt. That both maintains down, but now Mr. Psychofire is going to go down to not a bot. And Brady's doing what he can, but is dived on by a D.Va and nearly makes the turnaround. Drago's going to go off the edge, and I think that's just trying to reset for that second point. The Sacramento Assault has really opened up very quickly.
And not a bot again showing some prowess now, this time not on a Genji, but on a Zenyatta, who most don't call an assassin, but certainly can be, as we have seen. No real swap ups. Actually, it looks like Brady is back in the game, as well as Solar Space. So if I take a quick look here and try to see who has been removed.
I think Thunderhorn has.
There you go. Thunderhorn has it, which makes sense as to why Brady is on a Zenyatta and immediately being eliminated. Omi and Fantastic, and again, already not a bot, is going to take the mech away from this D.Va. The opposing D.Va taking down Solar Space. Not a single member of Boise State safe right now.
And now the Daresang is going to try and take what he can, trying to stay alive and trying to hold this point. They've got barely a tick. Every player has to run directly to the point, and that's the trickling that you don't want to do, but you just have to at the end of these. But there is that Tracer dealing so much damage to the Reinhardt, and they've actually pushed them off the point, which is incredible, and they've entirely reset. But now there's a Graviton Surge that goes through. They're going to try and eliminate the entirety of Boise State. Daresang's done such a good job of hovering by the point, but just as I say that, jumps off the point for just long enough for Sacramento State to finish off the point.
I mean, not that staying on the point would have not led to that Pharah's demise, because no matter what, she was not in a good situation there. We are going to be swapping sides, but I'm not sure if Boise State can move as quickly as Sac State just did there.
I was thinking, well, it's our turn now, so...
It's so hard to play against, as a Narissa, that Lucio-Reinhardt combination. You saw, because once you've walked through Orissa's shield, she's lost the entire value of it. And you saw the Orisa shield go down, and Sacramento State, I don't think, stopped once. They just went to the choke point, immediately boosted they put on the speed boost, pump it up, and just ran straight through it. The Reinhardt was just whacking away, and down went Pyros. They did get some return kills with Solar Space on the Widowmaker, getting some semblance of stabilization, but they just couldn't really make it work. And then immediately afterwards, they had the ultimate advantage and rolled through the second point with that.
And even with that Widowmaker, once they are able to find out where she is, I mean, unless she's hopping all around the map, which she has the potential to do, but that's not what you want to do with the Widowmaker. You want to get those headshots down. So they're doing a great job of spotting her out and sending a scout to go either push her away from her location or get her out of there and just eliminate her for good. So we will see now how things end up going. I love those giant battle mechs in the background.
I think one of them actually does the robot if you look at them long enough. But we will not look at them long enough because there's more important things to watch.
Is this experience talking, Paul?
Maybe.
Right.
Where are you, Paul?
Paul can give us all the info on the environmentals of the Blizzard maps.
There's
here.
a lot of cool stuff.
I'm just imagining Paul off to the side while his team's trying to win. I'm waiting for this guy to do the robot here.
Just give me a second. So we can see Boise State pushing it there through the right-hand side, and Sacramento State seeing them the entire time. Pyros finally getting a good shield that doesn't go down immediately, and now they have the mobility as well from Brady on this Lucio. And again, this in-your-face composition for sure. The Zarya already goes down. That was instant. Brady is soon to follow. Not a bot again, doing a lot of damage as this Zenyatta. And they're already going to have to take a moment to reconvene because every single member of Sacramento State is at 100% health. They're going to engage on all of them. Oh my goodness.
The anti-nade.
Look at the amount of damage that is going across. Pyros immediately being melted. Mr. Psychofire, not only the mech, but also the baby D.Va just getting destroyed here. So again, we're gonna have to stop, hold up, be a little bit patient, even though it is difficult with only 2:45 on the clock. And really take a moment to find out where to engage on this team.
And Boise State chooses to stay with this team rather than maybe switch to a dive composition for that Bastion. They don't have a Symmetra to boost Bastion around. And Pyros is chasing down the Bastion now. He has not set up yet, but you can bet that he's right outside that door, dealing tons of damage. But the DMEC goes through. Boise State has a big advantage here. Are they going to find the Bastion? That is the question. The Orisa's trying to protect. And in goes the charge. He grabs the Bastion. That's going to be the fight. Probably Pyros is going to take a lot of damage. The revet comes through, but no, Boise State kills are going across the board. And oh no, the Tag Visor picks up Mr. Psycho Fire, and Pyros goes down too. And Draygirl doing what she can with her right click. Solar Space DMEX the D.Va, but that's not going to be the entirety of the take. They do have a lot of ultimate advantage coming after that, and Draygirl's going to be stalled a little bit. Oh, but no, the Lucio's back in. They stalled too long, and now she's got the opportunity. Oh, nearly taking down that. Well, turned around by the soldier, and now Brady's trying to boost everybody in. No, they realize that they're trying to stall, they're trying to force the trickle in, and they stop the bleeding, move away. And something scary, there's a Bastion with an ultimate.
Well, there are a lot of ultimates on both sides. We can actually see Fantastic bringing the mech back in. And a Transcendence on Sac State can definitely mean that Boise State's ultimates might go to waste. The timing on that will definitely be pivotal for Sac State. In the next engagement, Pyros is getting hit from behind. He needs to turn around. Yes, he is being healed. There was a lot of damage coming from that D.Va back there. And now they've kind of pinched some of these members of Sacramento State up on top of the balcony. They are not able to go follow after them because of the amount of damage they're taking from this doorway, but Darerzang is going to engage as a D.Va mech goes off right up above the center of this checkpoint. Another ultimate coming now from the Bastion, and Tag Visor as well from Omi. All of these ultimates being used one after another and each picking up multiple eliminations.
And that was a very strong fight on Sacramento's side. But Boise State, I think they knew what they were doing. They didn't drop a single ultimate into it, and now they've got 5 to work with. But are they going to drop all of it into this next fight? That's the question. There is something very scary, which could be the nano-boosted Bastion on the other side.
Oh, goodness. We have not seen that, and we don't want to.
Solar Space a little bit behind the team. There goes, we can see, oh, there goes the, oh no, the Graviton didn't catch anybody. But Boise State still has more to work with. In goes the Deck Bomb. Right behind that, shield grabs 2 and the Supercharger. Now the Coalescence is going through, healing and damaging at the same time. And I don't think that can be turned around. But I've been wrong before.
Yeah, don't speak too soon. We definitely know that you have jinxed it in the past. But yes, it looks like now Boise State has been able to keep just a few on the point, send a few down to chase off the members of Sacramento State so that we can potentially take this point. And that will be very helpful because we are already into overtime, 2/3 down. And with the amount of players up, it looks like they are going to just forfeit this one and sit back. Oh no, actually, they're sending the Wrecking Ball in to contest it at the very last second. He is able to contest it. Not for long, though. There we go. The rest of the members of Sac State, I can imagine, have sat back. I'm not really sure what they were trying to accomplish there.
I think they actually want to have that Wrecking Ball, and I think he was just ult charge. Actually, that was, yeah. I think they do want to have the Wrecking Ball for this last point, but it was still just a questionable thing to do.
He made it out
oh my
right.
goodness, Boise State's already started on the fight, taking out the Lucio. Now they're dealing damage back and forth, and Sky actually going to grab the Lucio on Boise State's side. No Lucio on either side to work with. Boise State mixed up. There goes the D.Va Bond. But no, they're going to grab the mini D.Va on the flip side. Psycho is going to grab Solar Space, and a mini D.Va goes down on Boise State's side. It looks like the Sacramento State team has stabilized. Ugh.
Boise State did get their extra 3.5 minutes, though, so that has got to feel good. Draygirl's on fire, and that feels good, too. We see a Wrecking Ball rolling through, just blast past these members, so obviously went all the way to their spawn point. I guess maybe just to kind of scout it out. Again, there's a lot of movement going on from this Wrecking Ball, who is able to use the ultimate. We have an Earth Shatter available from Psycho. So we'll see how Boise State engages here. Stuns going down onto Pyros. A Barrage taking down 2 members, 3 members, and a mech. And then Psycho is able to pick up 2. So that all those eliminations go over to Not a Boy and Psycho. And Boise State now is not looking great when it comes to the 6v6 engage.
Yeah, and I don't think I even saw the Wrecking Ball in that fight. I think he was still hiding near the spawn.
Yeah, and he used the ultimate. I mean, he was back beyond. I'm not really sure what the idea. I really don't know what's going on with this Wrecking Ball. We'll trust Giga because he is the highest ranking player. He is at 4088 last time I checked, so in the 4000s. I mean, just a great player overall.
Pyros is going to jump in a little bit. Boise State doesn't have a good answer to that Pharah.
Dealing some damage to Giga. But they're having to sit back, even Pyros as the tank, instantly getting eliminated by one shot there from Nautabot. Some great helixes as well from Ami here we are seeing, and getting up an elimination. Solar Space at 7 health does get taken down by Omi, who is just devastating on this Soldier 76. Not only with the ultimates, the helixes, basically every aspect of him is working well for Sac State on this map.
And now Boise State's been pushed back to the original capture point by this Sacramento team. This is looking a little bit rough. Boise State actually going to take out the Pharah with Solar Space on that Ashe. They do have an answer, but it's only one. Sometimes you need more than just one thing to counter the Pharah. But Boise State believes in Solar Space, and I don't blame them, because Solar Space has a lot of good work on those, a pedigree, not a pedigree. He has a history on those hit scan weapons.
Yes, and the nice thing about Ashe as well is, both long range and short range makes her very effective pretty much anywhere, especially if she can get a vantage point. Lots of healing going down on Mr. Psycho Fire so that he can potentially get into a position to use that ultimate, but does end up backing out as a barrage comes from the opposing Pharah. Wrecking Ball is now making his way into the fight. It is a back and forth. Brady and Solar Space both picking one up, but also going down in the fray as Omi takes one. And it looks like Fantastic now is going to eliminate the tanks here for Boise State. So much back and forth going between there. Now Boise State is going to try to get the reset.
And the trouble for Boise State there was that Dre Girl got taken out just by the tail end of that rocket barrage. And not having a healer at the start of your fight is a rough fight to play.
Definitely rough, but Bob is now going to be available. A Pulse Bomb 2, and we know Daresang can get a great flank in. Not able to throw out the ultimate. The Tactical Visor is going to take out Solar Space, and that is going to be that, as Sacramento State once again takes that one. So not a single win by Boise State when it comes to any rounds, but still some great play that we are seeing, and a lot of improvement for sure from last time. But man, this Sacramento State team is they're really good.
I mean, it took 5 ultimates to get the first point.
Yes, it did. And it was a solid push. They even had the potential to maybe come in if they had swapped over. But they decided to give that point, aside from the Wrecking Ball, of course, who was really, I mean, he was like a hamster in a ball throughout that entire map. I have no idea what he was doing, but he was bouncing off of all of the walls. He was going behind almost to flank, and then instead just dashed through everyone back to his team. Either way, it worked.
Hammond's a hard one to stop. He can get almost everywhere really fast.
Yeah, and it didn't seem like he really had a purpose for the team aside from, getting the mobility and then just being a difficult hero to cut down. But they were able to make whatever they wanted work. Again, huge. I mean, I like to point out, great players on the opposing team, but they were also good. Giga, who just played all around well. Psycho, an incredible tank there, and Fantastic, actually, doing a great job. Really everyone showing up. Same for Boise State.
Mm-hmm. Be sure to send in your questions, because we are going to be coming back very shortly with a post-game press conference, and with Pyros and Solar Space too. So
that's Pyros with an E. He is Pyros also without an E. So we might see some swaps in the names, but anything you see that looks similar to Pyros is going to be the Pyros. So definitely keep an eye on that. Other than that, I liked how they had, we had a sub in. They did. There was, a lot of switching, and you could tell it was a practice game. That's what both teams wanted out of it, to learn and educate themselves, and that's exactly what what they got, I think.
Mm-hmm. Quickly, Paul, what was the favorite thing you noticed on the far corner of any of the maps?
On the far corner of any of the maps? Oh, man. Oh, which maps did we play on? We played on Nimbani. Nimbani has a nice just background of the savannah.
Okay. The savannah. There you go.
Savannah. That's a pretty obvious one there,
That's
right?
a great vague answer. What specific thing did you notice? The whole savannah.
If you look real